project. That's what
Yeah, I mean all of that. Listen, I need all the fun. I want us to be very relaxed,
happened.
very cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just kind of give us that. So on your count, Rick.
Greetings.
Hold on, we'll pause. Give it 5 seconds, and then you go into it. Greetings, my name is.
Okay.
Then you, and then me, and then at the end, this is my one tiny thread. All right, and silent 5, 4.
Greetings. I am Adila Muhammad.
Peace, family. My name is Nafis Sabir.
And I'm Lex Kelly, and this is
my one tiny thread.
You think we got it? I think we got it. How you like it, Rick? One more time.
Okay.
All right, good. All right, and this is my one tiny thread. All right.
Greetings. I am Adila Muhammad.
Peace, family. I'm Nafis Sabir.
And I'm Lex Kelly. And this
is my one tiny thread.
All right. And now we're rolling into, man, what's going on, people? How you guys doing?
Brother.
Doing good.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah?
It's a beautiful day.
I know it, man. It's very interesting how manifestation happens. And it welcome to Warehouse Studios. It is the extension of the Atlanta Voice, where it is our intention to highlight the most healthiest, functional, nutritious conversations that our community can muster up.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Beautiful environment.
Thank you. Alongside Dr. Rick Mathis, man, it is our very stable intention, commitment to making sure that projects like One Tiny Thread, has a voice. And so whenever it was brought to me, I did my best to make sure that I pulled all the resources and directed them into a space where I know that they would be taken care of and they could take care of it.
Give thanks, brother. Give thanks, truly.
So, Brother Nafis, man, what a journey, bro. Like, we've known each other, was it 5 years now? Is it 5 or 4 years?
I was more like three and a half, maybe like three and a half.
Three and a half around there?
Around there.
On the block.
On
the block.
Yes.
Yeah, and we manifested each other in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truly.
Man, give thanks to that.
Yeah.
Give thanks to that. And so, brother, when you called me and asked me to assist you in putting together this project, really at the end of the day, I thanked you. I think I thanked you, right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I thanked you. I said, well, man, thank you for actually utilizing Vital Links Consulting and what it's designed to do. That means I had a brother listening to me. And that feels good as a man to know that you're heard and you're seen. Mm-hmm. And so thank you for that. And so it's my pleasure. So I want to ask you, because when you first came to me and you told me about this, I had to kind of piece it together in my head, but I understood it. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about how this idea came to you a bit, and then how this intertwined. Like, how did this whole thing happen?
Okay, so One Tiny Thread. It came about from a beautiful opportunity that I had that was gifted to me by Sister Adila, which pre that came out of me being in a space of seeking like stewardship. That's what I say, stewardship, like seeking stewardship from around the loss of my mother. And really navigating this world, wanting to be the best father that I could be, and then also wanting to give my kids access to like possibility and guidance for themselves. Because I had my questions about this life, and I want my kids to have answers to these questions about this life. So having somebody else that I could ask more questions about this life was really such a thing that I could feel the absence of. I could feel it. I could feel it daily, and having that desire to fill that gap, to really fill that gap. And I prayed. Straight up and down. I made a prayer that I could have somebody present, a mother present in my life that I could have, to speak to nurture, to pour into, to speak to, talk into whenever. What do I do? I'm working to figure this life out.
Yeah.
And that answer came in the form of Sister Adila. Sister Adila, I met Sister Adila in the 4th grade when I was 9. I'm now 49. So I
Word.
met, yeah.
What did Kevin Hart say? Damn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, real time. It's like this is like the 40. It's like we coming up on like 40 years since we first met, right? Without dating anybody, but still, I'm 49. I look good. So anyway, so 49, and in this place now of seeking, and it was just through some serendipity, synchronicity, me doing what I was already doing as a sound healer, as a medicine man, as a facilitator. I was in a space, Kindred Healing Center, Kindred, and we had an opportunity where I was facilitating as a sound healer, and Sister Adila was in the audience.
Wow.
She was in the audience. And the connection got made around, hold up, is that you, Sister Adila? And she looked at me, who is that?
So you guys had a connection previously,
yeah.
And that connection stemmed from what was the initial connection between you two?
You mean initial?
Initial. Like, how do you know this sister and what you're talking about?
As my 4th grade teacher. She's my 4th grade teacher.
So, just so you guys know, all elementary school children, just know your teachers will follow you. Oh, man. So 4th grade teacher, you're in the audience. He's doing his healing work. You observe it. And what hits your mind at that point?
Okay, so we're on the floor, and, the lights are dim. And I'm just lying there listening to this sound therapy that's really
move your mic up for me. Yeah,
that's really powerful. And it was so many different sounds. It was really, it just touched me so deeply. And so at the conclusion, Nafis said, "That's my 4th grade teacher." And I'm looking at him, and it was like, he took his hat off. He said, "Nafis." And I was really happy to know that it was him. And
he had his bucket hat on.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I had the bucket hat on.
But anyway, afterwards we were talking, and I just got this very strong sense of to ask him if I could be his mother, because I knew his parents from the community work they did. And so I was just moved to ask that. Now, this has never happened to me before. I never had that sense of speaking into that, but that's what I was moved to do. That's what I did, and he graciously accepted it. And so we're just working this out now. I went home, and I told my children, I have a new adopted son, and they're looking at me because it's not unusual for me to come home with some unusual things. And so, but I had to tell them, yes, I have an adopted son, Nafis Sabir, and I hope you'll get to meet him soon.
Wow.
Yes.
And pause. Hey, Rick, you want to come in and fix your mic real quick for us?
Can I fix it?
Yeah, you just got to turn the knobs.
This one?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so there was
Yeah, you had to loosen it up and tighten it.
2. So we created as it was like 1 and then happened because there was 2 sound baths. The first sound bath was like, my 4th grade teacher.
Uh-huh.
Then it was months, about like a few months had passed. Then we had the second sound bath. It was after the second sound bath that She
Okay.
had the. She got the. So do we need to? Should I
No,
create that or?
no, we can. Yeah, we can
Okay.
create it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And 5, 4. So, brother Nafis, so kind of like tie in for those who don't know, and even just for me fill in some blanks.
Okay.
So how did this happen? Because the one tiny thread, experience, the event,
Yes.
the awareness that that is happening is twofold. We're addressing mother wombs, and however the many different forms that can come to to us as Black men,
Yes.
and then how that comes through us through our our behavior patterns and our personalities and things of that nature. But how did this happen that created that? Like how did this the whole meeting between the spiritual mother and the spiritual son? First time I ever heard about it. Of course, I've had friends that I've grown up with. To now I have an idea to say spiritual mom, but I have friends that I call mom. You know what I mean? But I still have my mother, but I also have other moms in the community that helped raise me. So now when I hear this, a very intentional act is what I'm getting is that this is what you're proposing is an intentional gap, an intentional awareness of a void in the community that needs to be filled in a very intentional way. So that being said, like, tell me, how did this happen? Like, how did this, what led up to this?
Okay. So the genesis of the project. So I be like, just speaking straight, it wasn't like I was sitting around on a Tuesday and I just decided, you know what, I just want to create this project, right? It was I was involved in a training and development program, and one of the markers within that is to create a community project. Create a community project, and in this event, this exchange, when Sister Adila offered me the opportunity the gift to be my new mother, it was like lingering in the back of my head. It was lingering here as like as something, as a possibility. Hold on, somebody just offered me the opportunity to be my new mother. First, what do I do with that? And then there's this project that wants to get created. And then, okay, there was a thing of, okay, what would it look like to give other men the opportunity to have a new mom? And it was something that I kind of ran away from initially. It's and I just started to like lean into it. And first I just shared even that possibility with some people. And everyone who even heard it was like, oh my God, a new mom? I've never heard this. A new mom? I've never heard
Because I'm
this.
sitting here thinking like, nobody can replace, my mama. So being that I still have my mother, this project has brought me to a space of just like an awareness of nature. You know what I mean? Of course I know how nature works, and I understand that, the soil flips, and it revitalizes itself. And it is our duty, whether we like it or not, to recontribute, to nature. And so that being said, that connection I have with my mother, and then thinking it back is like, okay, I can't imagine what you've already experienced and what Brother Wick Mathis has experienced and many other brothers have already experienced. I can imagine from my grandmother who passed. And I feel that gap. But to imagine the gap that I'll have when this inevitable happens, you've already experienced it, and then you're coming and saying, hey, listen, I have not a remedy, not a replacement, but I have a service. Is that a better way to put it? You're allowing yourself to be served in a way that assists you in that journey. And then on top of that, you have a beautiful sister who is allowing her service through an intentional awareness. And do I got this right?
So I see it as an extension.
Okay.
Yes, yes, we all have mothers. We all come from the womb of a woman. But in community, you really have many mothers. In a true sense of community, all of the women are looking out for the children. And in community, even when you experience loss, that community comes to bring the love, to bring support for the grieving, to move you along in that process. And then I'm a womb wellness advocate. And so thinking in terms of a womb and really, although the female carries the physical womb, we all have different wombs in our life, environments that nurture us and grow us. And so really, I'm just an extension of that mother energy. And that's what I was moved to do. I've never done that before. I really can't explain it, except that it has a lot of threads. Well, speaking of thread, okay, so before my retirement, I was a womb, WOUND specialist. So my career was built around healing wounds. Now in retirement, I'm a WOMB womb advocate because I advocate for women to really take charge and step into that autonomy of the womb. So really the womb works have typically, especially in our community, have been areas of hiding, shame. We don't talk about what happens before the baby gets there. We don't talk about how do we nurture our wombs, how do we heal our womb traumas. We don't talk about that. But it's time now for us to really take charge of our wombs and to nurture all the projects. So this is one more womb project. This is an opportunity for me to reach out to the young man who no longer has a physical mother, but if I can give some motherly advice, some motherly support, if I can show up as this physical mother where he has a void, then I would love to do that.
Man, that's amazing. So I want to ask you this question. Like, this passion and love for the womb space, just the mother space, has that been something that's been around your whole life? Is it cultural? Like, what do you contribute to be the additive outside of nature that says, man, this is my mission to be a master of myself as a natural, woman and a caretaker of my womb space and an intentional advocate of my womb space, so much so that I would like to share and give guidance to other individuals, like that type of commitment. So what is it that showed up in your life that really deepened that commitment? Because I know it ain't easy.
Well, really, I really see that as my purpose in life. And as this purpose in my life, I've run for it for many, many years. So I really went to nursing school originally because I wanted to be a midwife. And so I found that whole nursing school experience not to be particularly encouraging for a young Black girl. So there were 4 Black women in my nursing class, and I was the only one that graduated. So it's not always an environment that's nurturing and really pushing us forward in our community with all the support we need. So that's what deterred me then from seeking higher education and midwifery, because that nursing school experience was like, okay, I see some trickery in here. I don't like it. And I think I've had enough. I'm not going back for more.
Okay.
But at the same time, I was still very much interested in the birthing process. So this is a birthing process. So even though I didn't follow that traditional role of nurse midwife, I was still in that lane of midwifery as a support person, midwifery as bringing forth new projects, new ideas. So all through my life, I really have been on course, not always fully intentional and not with full ownership. But at this point, this is my passion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So you guys, so there was 2 events that happened
Yes.
that kind of led up to the proposal.
Yes. Yes.
So the first event you were performing, right?
Yeah, we were holding the space, creating the sound space, and that at the end of that, that's whenever it was, oh my God, it's my fourth grade teacher, and we had that connection. And then it wasn't even a thing that I really thought about like that. It was, my life moves in the space of I have a lot of spiritual connections that happen regularly, so it's normal. It's like that kind of normal for me in that way. And then the second time, it was the second sound bath that we were having, that I was in that stage really of I'm looking, I'm seeking, I'm searching. I put out this prayer.
These are months ahead of time, or
These about four, maybe about 6 months apart. It's about 6 months. Like October, I think was the first time. The second time might have happened around like around March or something like that. So about
when did that longing start to happen? So between the 2 gaps of you meeting her the first time, and then the second time that brought birth to, to the inception of the idea. What was it that said there's a longing here?
Well, my birthday's in January. So I came into the world at that time. That was in just like right into my season of kind of going back into like my restoration, and then coming back into that energy, but still like the absence of my mother, life, my children. It was just life was really kind of coming, which I was being tested. I was being tested in so many spaces, so many areas right at that time. And just, I had this strong awareness and presence to, I need help. I need help. It's hard doing all of this by itself.
Right.
By itself. And as man, my experience as man for me had been a lot of tough through things. And I've done work. I've done healing work. And so I can connect with my nurturing. So I can connect, I can be vulnerable in spaces. I'm not afraid to ask for help.
Right.
Like at least in a lot of ways. I just knew there was like a kind of help, a level of help that I needed, that what was around me was missing. It was around me, was missing. And it just like in that space of mother, who could hold where I am now, who could hold and be in alignment with vision, who could hold and really be present for the bigness of what I want to do in the world, the way I want to be in community, that to be able to hold through that, because my experience has been in that place of being big. What I've come up against can be unsettling.
Yeah.
Can be unsettling for the spirit and push me into the space where if I had that push of, son, you got this.
Right.
That's all. Sometimes that's all. Remember when you would stumble as a kid and you would just come over and be like, the world has crashed, and all your mom would have to do is just kiss it, and everything is bomb. I can go for 10 more rounds now. That
Mama said it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. You're so, you're so correct about that, because as a man, and still having my mother, I get the benefit of just being good enough as is. I literally could say, I can be, and know that I have, my mother, that I can be around her, and I don't have to perform. I don't have to meet an expectation. I don't have to hit a certain, idea or belief. There's when I say how are you being, when I'm around my mama, I just get to be. So how are you being? When I'm I'm being me, and to have that space, that sacred space, that safe space, just to be and to open up does so much for being able to become who I need to be later. So that way I can experience life in the way that it needs to be experienced to take care of whoever needs to be taken care of within my life. And my mother has been my number one investor, advocate. Like, my mom's dope. like since day one, since day one, and I tell anybody in these streets, it's like, man, you meet mama, and everybody meet my mama, like, man, your mama dope. I was like, I know. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. That's why it's pre-recorded.
Okay.
All right, and let me shift it this way. See if these work.
I don't know what I did.
All right, how we on sound on that? We good? Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
We good?
Okay.
And we in 5, 4, 3, 2. So yeah, man, like everybody since a kid, I've always known for family to come to my home because the energy of my home. And working on this project, I get to actually take the time to invest some energy into the thing that I've seen being present my whole life, which is when the energy of the home is off, when you're not used to having an energy that you can be and create and expand and and have that guidance and you're able to be a child without being criticized or ridiculed for being a child. Talk to me a little bit about when you talk about the you said you have the womb, but then you also said you were a wound specialist.
Yes.
So part of this event is to address mother wounds. And we'll have some phenomenal individuals. Dr. Najaya Taylor will be on, and she's going to talk a little bit about her life experience and healing from that mother wound. And just really not for us to like dig into it hard, but at least address the fact that this is important. Women are important. So important that whenever there is a fracture, that it shows throughout the whole community and you can't ignore it. You just can't. It's like it's there. So that being said, being a wound specialist and a womb specialist, talk to me a little bit about how important it is for us in the community just to even have a conversation about, the mother wound, how it manifests in our community, especially men, and how important it is to address it because it's actually having an impact that is causing, generational, repetitious behavior that's not really serving us and our families best. So, like,
Okay, so one of the biggest wounds, WONDS, in our community is family life. We need so much healing just around family, maintaining strong marriages and a home life for the young. So that's one thread. The other thread is that sometimes I like to say, in this American experience, they, excuse me, they, oh,
take your time. So go ahead.
okay, yes. So, during the enslavement experience, it was not unusual for them to hang our men, you know? And nor was it unusual for them to molest and disrespect our wombs. So that healing needs to be done from many years back and bring it forward. So it's like present day, the healing of the womb, so much of it is the internal work that women need to do to really understand this womanhood. And you come into womanhood with your first menstrual bleed. And so that's another area that's shrouded in darkness, secrecy. Ooh, that's nasty. So it's disrespected. And so to bring that into the light of understanding, to bring that in the light of healing, and there's so many modes of healing. Typically, again, in our culture, we're thinking you've got to go to a doctor for healing. And again, Black women haven't had the best experience in the American medical arena from the very beginning. When you think back to Marion Sims, who performed surgery on enslaved women around their wombs, that's the bedrock of this medical society. And so we've got to go within and reconnect with our original creator. Who was the original creator of the womb? We've got to get in touch with that energy, and we've got to go within ourselves and pull that up so that we can heal our wombs and our wounds. Yes, we've got to heal our men and our women. And so that thread is very strong in this ability to think outside of the box we've been boxed into, and so that we can begin to expand our consciousness, have a shift in consciousness. Sometimes a conversation can be medicine. Sometimes this music therapy is medicine. Food, medicine. When we take control of our own food, growing our own food, knowing what's in our food and that it aligns with our body for healing. So there's so many threads to this healing of the male-female relationship, of our family life, of our community, and it's our responsibility.
Man, Ashe. Another phenomenal contributor to this event is Baba William Safir, and he speaks consistently about family life and the importance of family life. So when you said it, it was like, man, the panels are going to be so robust and beautiful, and we're going to be able to have conversation
Yes.
and awareness in a judgment-free zone and in a place where, the space is intentionally grounded.
Yes.
So we're going to have some breath work. Our brother Nasir,
Yes.
who's going to come through. And we just now spoke yesterday. We're going to have a dope little breath work orchestra.
Yes.
That's what I call breathwork orchestra.
I love it.
So we'll be able to
for the
really get
community.
out here and just spend some time to ground the space, because grounding the space is important whenever we come to do work. Even talking about work, because, just like the chemicals, dopamine in your brain, it happens in the thought before in the action. So
Yes.
having a conversation about trauma is triggering before
Yes.
the actual the thought of thinking about the trauma happens before the reenactment or even the perception of the trauma being reenacted. So we got to ground the space. So listen, I'm really excited, and I'm honored that you called me
Yeah, brother.
and that you called in
Already
Vital
know.
Links Consultant, man, to come in and really contribute, to the space. I want to thank everybody who actually, put many hands in. We have Ndugu Brotherhood,
Yes.
who put hands in on this. BVC, Black Vanguard Collective. Like just we got the benefit of being around some dope men. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If you're in a conversation and that conversation you're hearing what we need to do is and what we don't do and what we don't do as a community, I'm just letting you know they're not in the right environment. And if they're not in the right environment, that means they're not who they need to be, so that way they can attract and recognize that environment, because, boy, we out here getting it in.
We are.
Big shout out to all the organizations in Atlanta. BMI, Black Male Initiative. You have Black Boys Better, where that's brother
Christian.
Sincere and Chris
James?
Chris James. Oh man, Mario. You have Ndugu, like
Yeah.
Marty with Black
Black
Man
Man
Lab,
Lab,
Q. Yeah, it's so many phenomenal organizations that I can't even name them off that are doing phenomenal work, and they're putting hands into this project.
Yes.
So that way that conversation could be had in a healthy, functional
Yes.
way that, and at least at a minimal, we're able to walk away with some comprehensive wisdom and to kind of get outside of that little small box of information that we're used
Yes.
to and really open ourselves up to the possibilities
Yes.
of there being experiences in life that are much more grounded
Yes.
and include much more peace than the chaos that we're being conditioned to kind of live in.
Yes.
Because when we get in that creative space, then you get the situations where, you know what? I'd like to offer myself as a spiritual mother. And then in creativity and possibilities, like, you know what? You're exactly what I've been praying for and praying on. And it happened. And then from there, this happened.
And then this happened.
Then welcome to manifestation, folks. Welcome to the most beautiful parts of who we are. And we're so blessed to be able to do it at Warehouse Studios, the home of the Atlanta Voice. And we're going to continue to make sure that the most healthiest functional voices in our communities get a mic. So that way our voices are heard, and then the people who need to hear our voices actually have the opportunity to hear it clearly,
Yes.
Yes.
without being, fractured or misconstrued or dampened through all the other noise of that equal and opposing force. Which we're powerful when you have that equal and opposing force that's matched up like that. That's how you know you're doing something powerful when them echoes get loud. That means they're trying to holler over you. So that being said, is there anything? So the event is August 9th.
August 9th at the Loudermilk Conference Center from 1 to 9. No,
1 to 5.
from 1 to 5. Yes. August 9th from 1 to 5.
Yes.
Is going to be a beautiful event and the opportunity for community to experience healing and to see what's possible.
Yeah. Who do we have? We have Sister Paradise Johnson, who is she'll be sitting on the panel with, Sister Adila, and they'll be talking about just the responsibility of that womb space and being having great steward of that space, and even the journey of moving through the wounds into the womb. You have yourself, Sister Adila, that will be speaking. Brother, Nafis, you'll be on panel. Dr. Rick Mathis, representing the Gwen Lewis Foundation, he's agreed to sit on the panel. So that's just one. And then we roll over. We have like Dr. Najaya Taylor. We have Baba William Safir. Who else we have? Brother Nasir that's doing the breath work.
Sister Althea.
Sister Althea, yes.
Thompson.
Yeah. Sister Althea Thompson, that's going to bless us to really dig into a little bit of that work and how she's, tackling this space from her end. Am I missing anybody else?
Sound healer. We have Sound Bath by my wife Victoria Holloway, and then we also have Fatima Smith, who will be there with her glass drive.
Eyeglasses.
Eyeglass drive. Yes. Do you see what I see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. We'll have some vendors there from all of the panelists. They're going to come and make sure that their services are there for people to be exposed to take advantage of. Not for granted, but definitely take for advantage of, so that way we can get this work done.
Yes.
Who else do we have in there? I think, and if we're missing anybody, that's on us. And you will definitely see it in the in the promotional. But again, we have Ndugu that's there to put, and then even the Loudermilk Conference Center. Thank you,
Sister Nadia. Sister Nadia
Rahali,
Sister Nadia Rahali, for being so gracious and allowing us to hold the event in the space.
Yeah. And give
Huge
thanks
shout out.
Yeah, huge shout out. Give thanks to the brother, Roy Woods Jr.
Oh,
You know
Roy.
what I mean? But when I say, but when you tap in with brother Roy, man, he gonna tap you in everywhere that you need to be, so
For
that
sure.
way you can be who you need to be, so that way you can experience life how you need to experience it. So big
Indeed.
shout out to brother Roy Woods Jr. for your contribution and your work out here in this community, brother. Big time appreciate it. And of course, big shout out to the Atlanta Voice and Warehouse Studio for being sponsors at this event. And yeah, man, so I look forward to it. August 9th, Sunday, August 9th, from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, Laudermilk Conference Center.
Yes.
Please Google it, because I don't, I'll put it somewhere in here because I don't
40 Cortland.
40 Cortland. It's so
Street.
easy. And I still,
Yes.
40 Cortland.
40 Cortland Street, right across from the Auburn Library.
Yes, indeed. So come out. Seats will be limited. So go to the Eventbrite, click on the link, reserve your seats and show, please. Because if the seats fill up and you don't show, that is an opportunity for somebody else to be able to get exposed to some nutrients, that can contribute to their life in a way that, expands opportunity for them. So yes, thank you, brother, for the work that you do and that
Thanks
you've
for you,
always
brother.
done. Thank you, Sister Adela, for showing up since elementary school in the 4th grade. And I don't know if it was because you were like, I got to keep my eye on that young boy. But whatever it was that said, man, I'm going to keep my eye on this young man in the making.
Well, one thing about teachers, you always want all of your students to do well. And so when you can hear about them later in life and they made some great accomplishments and they are doing well, it always makes you happy.
Yes.
Yes.
And I look forward to doing some work with you, with our school teachers, and doing this work, because as we know, many of our school teachers are women.
Yes.
And, the school teachers are stewards of that young energy all day long.
Yes.
When they leave the house. I've got all, except for one, but, 3 of my children are in school. And so they're around this energy all day long. So how you show up for these children and these babies is important. It's an investment in yourself, and that then leaks over and spills over into the children. So we want to make sure that we have opportunities.
Yes.
If you're a school teacher, if you are in the space of dealing with children, especially young boys, I encourage you to show up to this event and network and get to know and tap in and have these wonderful conversations, because they will do nothing but serve you and the people that you serve best.
Yes.
So that's it for me. And you guys got anything else you want to drop on the world?
No, we just want to thank you for being so gracious and having us.
You're more than welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm here to, heal with the healers and serve the servants. And my tagline of VOC, heal or no deal. Heal or no deal. So yes, my name is Lex Kelly. We are signing out from Warehouse Studios here at the phenomenal, luxurious, historical Atlanta Voice.
Yeah.
And this is where the community comes to put beautiful sounds of healing into the airways and creating balance in what we call the internet. All right. So yes, thank you all. And signing out. And I will see you guys at One Tiny Thread on August 9th.
All right.
Sounds good.
Travel
Looking
light.
forward.
Cut. How we do, Rick?